For the new people, you'll be learning holographic breathing, or I will be teaching holographic breathing. And then we will be using that to work with and heal the genitalia and the different energies of the pelvis. In holographic breathing, there's 6 types of energy that we work with, or it seems to have split up into 6 types of energy, and we're going to look at how those relate to the different area of the genitalia, the different organs in the pelvis, and the different areas of the pelvis. And these energies run in a sequence. There's a deep earth energy in the pelvis. It relates a lot to the sit bones and the back of the pelvis. I'm going to go through this quickly at the minute, but after people have learned holographic breathing, then I'm going to go into it in more detail. So there's a deep earth energy that relates a lot to the pancreas, the liver, but it has this deep, rich, dark energy. It pulls people into the back of their body and kind of down to the earth. Very strong, grounded, rich energy. And then as that moves up, there we move into the fire circuit. This is more forwards in the body. In the pelvis, it relates a lot to the pubic arch, the perineum, and the organs. I call it the chalice and seed, and will call it the chalice and seed through the rest of this webinar. It's the ovaries, well, the chalice part is the uterus and prostate. The seed part is the ovaries and testes. And just talking about these energies, I can feel this wave. It's like you hit a wall. I can't speak about it too quickly because I feel people start taking on the energies or feeling the energies, so I can only go at a certain speed with it. Then we move into the yellow energies, which is a lot to do with the front, kind of between, where's the pelvis? I think it's called the pubic symphysis. Here's a pelvis. It's this cartilage right at the front in the pubic arch. That relates to the erectile tissue. For the women, relates to the clitoris. There's a clitoris. Let's just put that in the pelvis. That goes in the pelvis here. These are the yellow energies. And for the men, it is also the erectile tissue of the penis, but not just the penis coming forwards. It does the same thing. It travels along these bones. So it's a lot into this area and the urogenital diaphragm. Then after the yellow energies, we move into the lung circuit. It's a lot to do, well, it's to do with the lungs, but it also relates to the colon, and in the pelvis, the rectum. And this has a very, people avoid the rectum, think, oh, that's dirty, but it has a very sensuous and sexual energy, and that strongly relates through the kundalini. So we'll be moving into that organ next. Then after the lung circuit, we come to the blue energies. This is the bladder, the urethra. For the women, it's the vagina, and excuse me, for the men, it's the soft tissue of the penis. It's the area around the urethra as it moves along the penis and as it comes up through the pelvic floor. So those are the blue energies in the pelvis. Then we'll be moving into the higher energies for the pelvis, and there isn't an organ per se, but it's if you've got the pelvis here, it's the lower part of the sacrum here, and it's the upper part here where it goes over the wings of the pelvis, and that connects to the higher energies, which is a group that we're actually running on Sunday. It's the organs in that circuit are the cerebrum, the top part of the brain, the cerebellum, and the arms and legs. And in the last one of these webinars, we were mainly working with releasing those energies in the pelvis and allowing them to rise up through the body, through the brain, and connect to the higher self. And we will be doing the same in this webinar, but I'm more going to connect it, or along with that, I'm going to connect it to the arms, legs, hands and feet. And this gives it a certain amount of grounding. It brings people very much into the now, into the present, being on earth. It also initiates the energies in the spine and gives an earth for these very high energies of the brain and the cerebellum. And the points in the pelvis for the arms and legs are the hip joints right inside the socket. That's the hip joint there. It's actually inside the socket here, the points for the arms and legs in the pelvis. So that is what we will be working with. We will go through it quite slowly. What I experienced the day after the last webinar was that my pelvis had just turned to light, and so had all of the organs in it. And there's something about, you can work with one channel. All of these organs are channels, connect into the higher self, connect into the earth. You can work with one channel. You can work with, say, the fire energies, the chalice and the seed in the pelvis. For the people who are just arriving, that's the uterus and prostate and the ovaries and testes. And that is a particular channel. It's got very fiery quality, relates to the front of the body, relates to different organs through the whole body, and also through the brain and the higher self. And we've just done a 4 webinar series where we just pick one organ at a time and work through that circuit and the different points. Very, very powerful. But if you do what we're doing today and you include all of those energies, they all come together. It's like bringing all the colors together, and it just produces white light. It just produces a very particular state of transcendence when they all come together into one energy. It's deeply healing for the pelvis. It's deeply healing for the sexual organs. And quite often, to heal these organs, people do it in couples or with another person for the reflection of it, or in actual sex itself. But for me, to be able to know what the different energies are of the different areas of those organs and of the pelvis, how they connect to the earth and how they connect to the higher self, gives a genuine feel of it. A lot of our sexuality has become governed by how we're brought up. It's different in different religions. It's different in different countries. And advertising and films and the internet, selling is pretty well run on sex. So people lose a genuine natural feel and image of this area. And just by running the energies through it, you can just clear the karma and clear the karma. And people have a lot of karma in this area generally. Has been obviously, now we're not going to go into it in depth, but obviously there's been abuse, there's been unwanted sex, there's been loveless relationships, there's been manipulation, and not just of this lifetime, for past lives. So we're not really bringing that up to the surface, but you can just start clearing energetically through these circuits, and it will slowly start clearing that karma. And as it does so, relates to the different vertebrae, relates to the kundalini, releases into the higher self and beyond, it becomes a tool for enlightenment. You can use it for sex, you can use it for enlightenment, you can use it for both. And we're doing that journey ourselves, to be with these qualities in ourselves. And generally, when people work with this area, it's like all of the genitalia is together as one organ. All the sexual energies are put together as one energy. But when you actually break it down into the different parts of the organs, or separate organs, separate energies, almost automatically, when you come in contact with it, that organ, that energy starts processing, starts releasing through the kundalini very, very readily. If I just think of it as one energy, it doesn't really do much. But as soon as I separate it into the different energies, the different areas, powerful release, powerful tantric kundalini energy goes off. And this is kind of the base energy that we use in holographic breathing. We always include the energies of the pelvis, the sexual organs, to one way or another to release this potency up through the body as an energy to work with, as a base energy to move through the other organs, to move through the circuits and connect to the higher self and God. Without it, there is no power. If you're just trying to reach the divine without the sexual potency, a bit like flying a kite without any wind, or driving a car without any petrol in it. It's the base fuel that drives through this circuit. It's been put down in many religions. Don't go near that dirty, sexual, bad, manipulative energy. And it can be. It's been horrible things have been done with sexuality, but to become used to it in yourself, to get a decent healing energy that travels through the body and into the higher self. It's all or nothing. You cannot do that as a whole practice without including the sexual potency. So in this webinar today, in a very general way, we'll just be going through those energies and organs in the pelvis, and they're reflected through all the different places in the body. Here they are in the face and cranium. They're all housed in the pelvis. They're all housed in the face. They're all housed in the cranium. They're all housed in the spine. They're all housed in the torso, in the arms and legs, in the hands and feet. They're reflected over and over. So we're going to go through them in a general way. We're going to allow them to drop down through the legs in a general way, and we're going to allow the kundalini to rise. So that's what we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to teach you holographic breathing so everybody can learn that. I'm just going to put this skull down. I think that is the very first time that that skull hasn't just fallen to pieces in my hands. It's definitely a marked occasion. Right, we're going to learn holographic breathing. In holographic breathing, the lips are closed, the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth, and everyone can start with that particular bit. You can have the lips relaxed and closed, bringing the upper surface of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, tip of the tongue close to or touching the front teeth, and as much of the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable. You don't want to force more onto the roof of the mouth than feels comfortable. And then along with this, keeping that in place, keeping the lips closed all of the time, keeping the tongue on the roof of the mouth all of the time, along with that, on the in-breath, the jaw gently opens. On the out-breath, the jaw gently closes. You probably won't be able to do that yet. I'm gonna go through some exercises that will bring that in a natural way so it becomes easy. So lips relaxed and closed all of the time. Tongue relaxed and on the roof, all of the roof of the mouth all of the time. On the in-breath, jaw is gently opening. On the out-breath, the jaw is gently closing. And it's a small motion of the jaw. It's about half a finger width, 2 or 3 millimeters. You don't need much of a motion of the jaw for this to work. When I'm teaching and when I'm talking, a channel comes through. I think this is what knocks people out. It's certainly what knocks me out when I'm editing my videos. But it's important. You may hear a motorbike behind me at the minute. For some reason, it's decided to use the roundabout here as some kind of motorcycle track. It just keeps whizzing past. Forgot what I'm saying. But there is a channel and it is easy to go to sleep. But if you're new, it's really important to stay awake through this or through the learning of it, because if you miss any of the pieces, it's not going to work. It's not a get 90% and you're okay. It's get all of it and it will work, miss a bit and it won't work. So if you're new to this, really good this first time, just learning how to do it, to be seated, sitting up. And I will just demonstrate it. You probably won't even see the movement of the jaw because it's quite subtle. But you will see that the lips are staying closed and there's a relaxed feel to it. Very quickly, this will take you into a deep and meditative place, kind of an altered state of consciousness. It is like a new mode of breathing, and a whole healing modality starts opening up just by doing the breathing. So I want everybody just to have your lips closed, just to see if you can move the jaw and keep the lips closed. So having your lips closed, we're not doing the breathing yet, just moving the jaw up and down, and check if you can move the jaw and keep the lips closed. Just doing that for a little while, small up, down, little movements of the jaw, and you can let that come to an end. So we're going to start. Oh, it's not connective breathing for people who do rebirthing or connective breath work. Leave a space. We're not. You can do rebirthing with it, but very gentle. But to start off with, just normal, relaxed breathing. So everyone, closing your eyes. And if you know holographic breathing, just gently doing holographic breathing. If you don't know holographic breathing, just breathing naturally and gently. If you're new, being sitting up. Good chance you'll fall asleep if you're lying down. And we'll bring in some resources, sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth, and allowing the earth to say hello back. Allowing yourself to receive from the earth. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And then sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies. The beneficial energies are any channels, higher beings, healing energies, just any beneficial energies you like to work with. And allowing them to say hello back, allowing the higher self and the beneficial energies to say hello back, allowing yourself to receive from the higher self and beneficial energies. And asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you through the whole meditation or the whole webinar as a guide, as your healing energy, as your resource. Gently breathing, having the lips closed and having the tongue relaxed on the roof of the mouth. So the tip of the tongue close to or touching the front teeth, the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And just start off making some gentle movements of the jaw. Gently the jaw opening and closing. The lips stay closed, the jaw just moves up and down. Notice you can move the jaw and keep the lips closed. And then start slowing that movement down, and then as the jaw is dropping, allowing the breath to come in through the nose, and as the jaw is rising, allowing the breath to leave through the nose. Jaw gently opens, the breath comes in. The jaw gently closes, the breath leaves. Notice it feels a bit like a little pump. As the jaw is opening, it's drawing the breath in through the nose. As the jaw is closing, the breath is leaving through the nose. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. Relax the whole body. The jaw opens, the breath is drawn in. The jaw closes, the breath leaves. Relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the back of the head, relaxing the whole body. So we're going to change the gestalt. This is an important bit. We're going to move the attention from the jaw to the nose. Breathing in, being aware of the breath coming in through the nose, and the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the breath comes out through the nose and the jaw relaxes closed. Notice how everything gets much softer, much easier, much more meditative. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. You might start feeling energies moving in your body as the chest is opening, the jaw gently opens. As the chest is closing, the jaw gently closes. On the out breath, as the jaw is closing, the teeth just float together. There's no pressure. Or they don't quite touch at all. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. In the in-breath, the abdomen is opening, the jaw gently opening. On the out-breath, the abdomen is closing, the jaw is gently closing. Notice how it gives you wonderful connection right down into the abdomen, into the pelvis. Breathing in, the whole torso opening. Breathing out, the whole torso closing, and the jaw closes with it. The lips stay closed all of the time. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Relaxing the back of your neck, relaxing the back of your head. Notice how you can breathe down into the pelvis. On the in-breath, the pelvis is opening. And on the out-breath, the pelvis is closing. You can feel the pelvic floor. Feel the sides of the pelvis. Breathing. Also be aware of the arms and legs, a subtle breath through the arms and legs, as if every cell is opening on the in-breath and every cell is closing on the out-breath. Right down into the hands and feet. Relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the back of the head, relaxing everything. You may start feeling energies traveling through your brain and through your spine. Just a relaxed, natural breath. Notice in a very subtle way your face starts to breathe, your cranium starts to breathe, your neck starts to breathe, and the brain, all the cells in the brain starts to breathe, and the brain starts breathing. Notice how you've moved into a new mode of breathing. The in-breath, the jaw relaxes open, the teeth separate. Breathing out, jaw relaxes closed, and the teeth gently touch or don't touch at all. Letting your neck be relaxed, letting the energy travel through your neck, letting the energy travel through your throat. Gently breathing with holographic breathing. The lips are relaxed and closed, the tongue relaxed and on the roof of the mouth. Allowing your brain to breathe, allowing your spinal cord to breathe. Notice how you have an access to the brain that you didn't have before, that the brain can breathe. All the cells of the brain can start breathing. Different vertebrae may start adjusting. You can feel the earth below your feet. You can feel the heavens above your head. You've moved into a new place. Notice how nourishing this breath feels. Every cell is breathing, every cell is being nourished. Definitely relaxing your neck. You may feel different vertebrae in your neck starting to adjust. Okay, we're going to come back in about a minute. Gently breathing, letting everything relax down. Feel your breath right into the back of your body, back of your lungs, back of your ribs, back of your abdomen. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. Okay. Holographic breathing, it's good just to do holographic breathing, not to mix it with other things to start off with, you know, just to get used to it as a whole healing modality of its own. But you can add, well, as long as you're not doing open mouth breathing, you can add things to it. You can do circular breathing in it where you don't have a space. You can sit into the spaces. You can sit into the spaces in the out breath. You can sit into the spaces on the in breath. As long as you don't do it forcefully, you'll get an energetic experience of what the space are. You only have to stay there 2 or 3 seconds, and kundalini releases every time. You can do box breathing where you wait a bit at the end of the out breath and wait a bit at the end of the in breath. So you can do those different things, but it is a modality of its own. And from what I can see, it hasn't been taught before, not in my lifetime anyway. Nobody's come back and said, we're already teaching that in the last 20 years. So it seems like a new modality. And that is what the channels kind of said to me when I said, well, why isn't anyone doing this? And they said, well, one, it's counterintuitive. The jaw is moving in the opposite way to how people would try and do it if they're breathing through the nose. But also, it's just time. It's just karmic, it's evolutionary, it's the right time for a new breath. And it's just very gentle, there's not a cathartic thing, it's just a very gentle easing into a new breathing. And I normally take much longer to teach it and explain things, but as I seem to have gone through that quite, maybe this racetrack going on behind me sped me up, I don't know, but I've kind of done it a bit quick. It's like as soon as I started going, this bike started whizzing round, one of the neighbours started coming up, banging, like the whole world came to join in. Luckily it's calmed down now. But I think I'll just teach that. I think we'll just to notice the different quality. We'll, for a little bit, we're going to have a break before we go into working with the pelvis, but let's just do a short meditation. And first of all, let me just think how to do this. We're going to breathe in and out just through the mouth. Notice what that feels like. Then we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Notice what that feels like. Then we're just going to breathe in and out through the nose. Notice what that feels like. And then we're going to drop into holographic breathing. And you should get an experience of it being a new, well, I do get an experience of it being a new modality when it drops into holographic breathing. And when you're breathing in and out through the nose, because we've started it, we've kind of been through an initiation, now it's working, it's very easy to drop into it. So I'll just be asking you, while we're breathing in and out through the nose, just to keep the teeth gently together so the jaw doesn't automatically start, and then we'll drop into it and just notice what happens as soon as holographic breathing starts. So someone's mic is on. I hope that hasn't been on all the time. I've got it so that people can't have their mics on, so I don't know. Raise your hand if there's been any interference at all. No. Now there's M. Butch Daniel. Or maybe it's just because you've got it on a phone and a separate thing. So maybe it isn't your mic's on, but it looks like someone's mic is on. And if it is, if you can turn it off, it's great. If not, it's just good to be quiet so that it doesn't interfere. Right, let me just try that again, see if it makes any difference. I don't think it's going to make any difference. I don't think it's affecting it. So, all right, let's just do that short meditation so you can feel the difference of holographic breathing. So, closing your eyes. And just start off with just breathing through the mouth, in and out through the mouth. Notice what that feels like. Just nice, slow breath through the mouth. Notice the quality of that. Notice what that feels like. Notice your energies. Notice what's happening in your body as you breathe in and out through your mouth. It'll have an effect for sure. Just notice what that is. Okay, and now we're going to change. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. So breathing in, the lips are closed. Breathing out, the mouth opens and the breath comes out through the mouth. Notice what that feels like. Notice if there's any energies happening or what that feels like as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now having the lips closed and also the teeth together, so the teeth are just gently touching all of the time and the breath in and out through the nose. So rather than automatically going into holographic breathing, have your teeth gently touching. Breathing in and out through your nose. Notice what that feels like. Notice any energies. Notice what that feels like through your body. Notice if you can feel anything moving. It'll have an effect. Just notice what that is. Keeping the teeth relaxed and closed. Then on the next breath, as you breathe in, letting the jaw just slightly open, the muscles balance above and below. Breathing out, jaw gently closes. Notice the change. Notice what happens. You move into this kind of deep, shamanistic space. Notice you've moved into a different mode of breathing. Notice what's happening in your body and notice what's happening through your brain. Relax the neck. There's an instant moving of energy through your neck, so you have to keep the neck relaxed. It's a kind of a quick start, so relaxing your neck. You may feel a subtle motion starting to move through your body. You may feel waves of energy through your head. You're not doing anything particularly, you're just breathing in a relaxed way. It's not faster or slower, longer pauses, no pause. It's just a normal breath. But notice where you go. Notice the expanded movement through the body, your ability to travel to different areas of your body and feel different areas breathing. Notice your brain starts to breathe very deeply, starts to transform the brain. Like every cell opening, every cell closing, deeply, deeply relaxing. It's just another mode. It's a new mode of breathing, and it's deeply transformative. Also, channels just decided to come in. You may feel some energies pouring down through you, through the top of your head. Definitely opens people up to their channels. Just allowing a presence to come in. If you can feel a presence coming into your room or an energy, just allow it. You can channel with holographic breathing. Allowing that deeply healing energy to pour through you. Holographic breathing doesn't come alone, it comes with channels. It's not an independent breath of us in our bodies, it's us and the higher self and the universal energies. So I wasn't expecting it, but allowing that presence, that healing energy to gently drop down into your body, into your chest, into your abdomen, into the pelvis, through the arms and legs. Allow yourself to meet spirit. Allow yourself to be a channel for the divine realms. Allow yourself to meet God, the Creator, or whatever you want to call those divine energies. Become the bigger you. You're no longer just your body. You are the body and the higher self as one being. You stretch up into the clouds. You relax down into the earth. You are more than just a body. Gently breathing with holographic breathing. Notice how just breathing normally with this subtle motion of the jaw, no effort, and suddenly you can channel the divine. Gently breathing, letting yourself heal, letting yourself channel. Starting to drop through the legs, allow those divine energies to start healing down through your legs, earthing through your legs, and through your arms. Letting the channel go through the arms and legs. This will connect you to the earth. Notice as the energy moves through the arms and legs, it also starts igniting the spine. You'll start becoming aware of your spine. Allow that energy to move through you. Allow it to drop into the pelvis, the potency in the pelvis. Allow it to release down the legs. Allow it to release down the arms. And as soon as that happens, you may feel the energies in the pelvis also releasing up through the center line, up through the brain, up into the heavens. Allowing the arms and legs and pelvis to ground the energies and balance this column of energy that releases through the spine and center line up into the heavens. The arms and legs give you a grounding. They balance that steep column of energy that rises up into the beyond. And the pelvis and the organs of the pelvis provide the potency. They provide that base energy, letting the energy stream. There's some releasing going on in the base of your neck, or some people's neck, in the base of the neck, allowing that to release. Notice the stronger it streams down through your arms and legs, the stronger it can release up through the spine. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing, this new mode of being. Relax your organs, relax the abdomen, and breathe. The legs and arms are working. It's starting to also work through the organs and intestines. So you're just being aware of that. You move into this whole different paradigm, very potent, transformative energy. Right between the thoracic spine and the cervical spine, the top of the upper back, where it's moving into the neck, just allow those vertebrae to relax. Allow the energy to travel through that. Letting your genitalia release, letting that energy travel down through the legs. It will travel down through the arms and release through the spine. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing. I could do that forever. Just keep letting your legs pulse, letting that connection open from the pelvis into the legs, letting that potency earth. It'll automatically do the same through the arms. It'll automatically move down through the arms. As they're both working, it'll ignite the spine and brain and connection to the divine realms. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing. Definitely the base of the neck and the upper part, the back of the chest, the spine there, just keep letting that relax, letting those energies travel through there. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing. Okay, we're going to come back in about a minute. Okay, and when you feel ready, gently allowing yourselves to come back. Can you do this with your hip? Whoever this was can. It's probably why they're dead. So all right. So we're going to start off with the sit bones. See how the sit bone looks a bit like a jaw there? Also the back of the jaw. Deep earth energies, sit bones, deep earth energies. Back of the sacrum, deep earth energies. Back of the head, deep earth energies. So we'll start with those. And then we come forwards from the sit bones into the pubic arch. You do the same with the jaw. You come forwards into the chin area around here. Come to the fire energies. You come to the front of the cranium, the fire phoenix. Hang on, let me take the skull apart. Oops, no, oh, it did it. Fire phoenix in front of the lower front of the skull. There she is. Fire phoenix. Back of the skull, front of the skull. Back of the jaw, front of the jaw. I haven't painted the pelvis, back of the pelvis, front of the pelvis. The fire circuit, chalice and seed, ovaries, testes, or the uterus, prostate, and ovaries and testes. The different areas of the genitalia have different qualities. The fire energies, the uterus and prostate are different to the ovaries and testes. Very different to the penis and vagina. Obviously different to the rectum, but they all have a sexual potency. The penis and vagina have a sexual potency. The bladder, the urethra have a sexual potency. They all have a sexual potency. So fire energies, then we come right forwards into the pubic symphysis, I think it's called, maybe, I don't know, this cartilage at the front. And it's here today. It's nice. The clitoris is being here for me. And the clitoris, this is of an Amazonian woman. It's a big clitoris. Goes in there. But it is that area of the pelvis for the men as well to start off with. It's not just the bit that sticks out. If you're a man, it comes under here. It comes in through here, spreads out along, almost back to the sit bones. If it didn't have that, it would just fall over. It has to have roots and joined in here. It wouldn't be any good without that bit. It's the hidden bit, and that's where the energy starts for the men, where the potency is arising from here and then moving along the penis. So that's the yellow energies. It's the erectile tissue of the penis, and the clitoris is erectile tissue. The only other place with erectile tissue is in the nose and in the ethmoid between the eyes, and they are also part of this yellow circuit. I'm not going to teach the energy points of the legs, but as we go through each one of these, we'll be allowing that to drop down the legs. I think a lot of trauma, a lot of ways of confining the sexual energies come from the legs. Tighten the legs, tighten the groin, cross your legs, do all sorts of things to close down that energy. And as we open up those circuits from the pelvis into legs, it starts clearing that. And you get, once the legs are opening, you get the connection between the legs and pelvis hugely opens up that vitality And that vitality also feeds your spirituality, your healing, gives you an energy to travel through your spine, gives you an energy to go home to God, to a higher self, the beneficial energies. So the connection to the potency, grounding and power of the legs is very important. The pedestal or whatever it is with two by something, or for the sexual energies or the pelvis, very important, just that holding energy. So letting that release down. On Sunday we'll be looking at all the parts, all the energy points in the legs for all of the different organs, but tonight just going to be general. Then from the yellow energies we come to the rectum. It drops back to the rectum. Oh, the yellow energies is also the tip of the spine here, so you get the clitoris and also the penis making this diamond shape. And then here where the coccyx are, you have the rectum, which is part of the lung circuit, also the sides of the pelvis, part of the lung circuit. Be allowing that to drop down the legs. That has a strong kundalini coming up through the spine. And then we'll go into the blue energies, the soft tissue of the penis, where the urethra traveling along the underside of the penis and coming up through the pelvic floor. So it's the bladder, the urethra, the vagina, the soft tissue of the penis. And then we will be moving on to the higher energies, which doesn't have an organ, but it's the lower sacrum here and across here. So as I say, we'll be going through this quite generally, just to get an idea of it, to allow it. Well, I don't actually know what's going to happen. I never really know what's going to go on until I start teaching it. We might not do it generally at all. We might be doing it for hours. You never know what happens. All right, closing your eyes. And gently dropping into the holographic breathing. Lips relaxed and closed, the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The in-breath, the jaw is relaxing open. On the out-breath, the jaw relaxing closed. Feeling the breath in the face, in the cranium. Notice if you can feel it opening out to the sides on the in-breath. Closing medially on the out-breath. Also in the arms, the shoulders, the chest, opening out to the sides as you breathe in, closing medially as you breathe out. So the abdomen opening up to the sides as you breathe in, closing medially as you breathe out. Right down into the sides of the pelvis and the hips, opening out to the sides as you breathe in, closing medially as you breathe out. Dropping back in the jaw, dropping back in the cranium, drop into the back of your body. Being aware of the shoulder blades, being aware of the sit bones, being aware of the back of the pelvis, back of the sacrum, meeting this deep earth energies, deep rich earth energies, and becoming aware of your sit bones. In the pelvis it's the sit bones, the middle back of the sacrum, feeling your connection to the earth through the sit bones and the insides of the sit bones, not just the bottom and the outsides, but the insides of the sit bones. Deep, rich earth. And allowing that deep, rich earth to travel down through the upper legs, down through the lower legs and into the heels. Allow that deep earth to ground through the legs, down into your heels. Feeling that rich, deep, magnetic quality of the deep earth. You may also feel it in the back of your head. You may also feel it in the shoulder blades and the lower shoulder blades, the deep, rich earth. But especially the sit bones and the inner face of the sit bones. Gently breathing. You may feel, as you feel the inner face of the sit bones, it releases up around the inner skull. Just because it's deep earth, it doesn't mean it won't release up. It has its own place in the higher self. Feeling the connection down through the legs, and also down through the arms, and allowing that to rise through the spine, through the head, and into the higher self. Deep, rich earth connection to the higher self. Very healing. And slowly coming forwards from the sit bones into the pubic arch. Notice everything getting hotter. Notice you can feel your heart coming forwards into the chin area, the cranium coming forwards into the fire phoenix. In the base of the fire phoenix, in the jaw, in the pubic arch, being aware of your chalice, connects to your chalice and connects to your seed. Also relates to the perineum. Notice you're in a much warmer, brighter, redder quality. You may feel this releasing from the base of the spine up through the whole spine. Letting this release from the perineum into the legs, to the middle of the legs, into the bones, and down through the legs, through the ankles, right down into the soles of the feet. So your chalice grounds down through your legs, that fire. Let that fire find its way through your legs. Whichever way it travels, allow that fire to move through your legs, down into the soles of your feet. And notice as it does that, the same happens in your arms. The fire will travel down through your arms, however it travels, that is fine. It may be through the muscles, it may be certain muscles, it may travel through the bones, letting that fire travel down the legs, down the arms. Breathing with the chalice and seed. Letting that also release through the lower spine and up through the whole spine, through the brain and into the higher self. Keep letting that earth through your legs. Let your chalice and seed find their earth through the legs, and automatically it will release through the arms, and automatically it will release through the spine. But let the fire energies connect to the legs and heal down through the legs and feet. Let your sexuality feed the earth. Let it connect to Mother Earth. Moving forwards into the pubic symphysis, between, right in the middle of the pubic arch, vertical cartilage, and the clitoris, the erectile tissue of the penis. Notice the different energy pulsing away there. Let this also release through your throat, maybe at the front of your throat, the trachea, or somewhere in your throat. Let those yellow energies travel through your throat and neck. Let that pulse through your throat. Legs are very connected to the neck and throat, so the legs open, the throat and neck opens. You'll also connect your nose and the tongue and the ethmoid bone. Letting your clitoris pulse, letting the erectile tissue of your penis pulse. Let that find its way down through your legs. Wherever you feel it traveling through your legs, let that happen. Yellow energies. Right down into the soles of your feet. Let that release in the throat. Let that release in the spine. Through your solar plexus. And breathe. Just feeling the quality of the yellow circuit. Letting your clitoris, the erectile tissue of the penis ground. Definitely keep opening through the trachea, through the throat. Breathe. Letting that energy release through your brain, letting the yellow energies release through your brain, the meninges of your brain, through your spine, through different areas of your spine. And breathe. The base potency of the clitoris and the erectile tissue. Let it earth, let that power, the power of the sexual energies traveling down through your legs, really strut your stuff. The legs give you sexual energy movement, they give it substance. They hold your position. We manipulate our sexual energy by our stance and the energies traveling down through the legs. Just let your legs be open. Let that energy travel down your legs. And breathe. Let the clitoris, let the erectile tissue of the penis have its expression through the legs. And breathe. Let that ground. Give that energy to Mother Earth. Let your throat go. A lot of clearing in the throat. There's probably a lot of karmic talking or expression to do with this, so keep letting go of your throat. And feeling your lungs opening and closing. And the colon, either sides of your abdomen and across the top. Sides of the pelvis opening and closing. And dropping down into the rectum. Notice how quickly the rectum releases up through the spine. Always important to let the energies travel through the neck and throat. So the backs of the legs, you may feel the rectum releasing or energetically connecting to the back of the legs, back of the knees, down into the feet. Allow the rectum or the energy of the rectum to connect to Mother Earth. As that happens, you'll feel the same through your arms. And then you'll feel your spine initiating. And that energy moving through your brain, through your cranium, up to the higher self. Initiating the energies of the rectum and the sphincter muscle of the rectum. And breathe. Keep relaxing your throat, letting the energies go through your neck and throat. Feel that strength of your legs, that potency in your legs as the sexual energy releases down through your legs. And breathe. Gives you your ground. Down through your arms, it gives you a strength. Standing squarely, honestly, in your legs. Not to one side or the other. Rooted, your sexual energies open and flowing down into the earth. Notice how we imbalance this or move it from side to side or stop it or channel it, to allow it to travel down both legs and solidly connect into the earth. It will travel down the arms. It will release through the spine, through the neck and the head. Channel with your arms and legs the energies of the lung circuit and the rectum. And breathe. Let that give in your spine. You may feel different parts of your spine releasing. Let them go. This now starting to work through people's spine as we move from organs to organ. It's releasing more and more through the spine. Really feel that energy in your legs and how it releases through your spine. And breathe. The power of the legs. Letting the rectum release and breathe. Okay, in about a minute we'll move on to the next. Gently breathing, gently letting that relax. Moving forwards into the urethra and bladder. The vagina and soft tissue of the penis. Again, allow your throat and neck to relax as that energy issues up through the body. Let's release across the groin, out into the outsides of the hips. Vagina, soft tissue of the penis, the urethra and bladder. Pulsing and breathing the blue energies. This will also connect back to the sacroiliac joints. Also the top of the pubic arch as it stretches back around the pelvis. Let that blue energy, whatever way you feel it, you may feel it through the groin or wherever, allowing the blue energies, the potency, the sexual potency of the blue energies, let that travel into your legs. Wherever you feel it traveling down your legs, let it. Wherever you feel it moving through your feet, let it. May connect your kidneys and adrenals. You may feel it releasing down through your arms. You may feel it in the sacroiliac joints at the back of the pelvis and rising up the spine, through the brain, through the ears. healing the brain and rising into the higher self. Notice different areas of your spine are starting to release. Let them. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing. It's a holographic breathing that is activating this. Really let different areas of your spine release, especially around the top, between the shoulder blades, seems to be giving way at the minute. And breathe. Letting the whole feet, front area, the balls of the feet, letting that all connect to the earth. Letting this blue circuit go to earth. And it travels down through the arms and hands. And it releases through the spine, through the brain, out into the higher self. Breathing gently. Really get that strong blue energy through your legs into the earth. And breathe. We're going to change circuit in about a minute. Dropping back into the pelvis, into the lower sacrum. You may feel this bright light in the lower sacrum. Remembering to do the holographic breathing. Also the upper sacrum and out across the top of the wings of the pelvis relates to the brain, higher energies. Breathe. Also let that release in the neck and throat. Release in the top of the head. Top of the legs. May feel it in the toes or ankles. And let that higher energies also release down into the legs. Down to the middle of the ankles, down into the toes. The higher energies. You may feel that releasing down through the arms, from the top of the shoulder blades, down the arms to the fingers. You may feel your brain pulsing. You may feel your arms and legs pulsing, the shoulder joints, hip joints to do with the arms and legs and the higher energies in the arms and legs. Breathing. Letting that pulse through your spine, letting that pulse through your face and cranium. The higher energies. Notice they're at the back. They're the higher back of everything. Definitely let the throat go. Let that bright white energy burn through the legs, deeply healing. Through the arms, through the spine, through the skull, through the brain, out through the top of the head and into the higher self. Let the arms and legs ground and give that energy substance. Then start letting that connect to all the energies of the pelvis, all the organs of the pelvis. You may feel it moving from one to the other. All the energies of the spine, all the energies of the legs, the torso, the face, the neck and throat, the head. Letting all those energies start flowing in and out of each other in the spine, in the pelvis. It may be more energy in one organ than the other, and you can let it flow back and forth and balance. And you can let it flow down through the legs, powering the legs. Let yourself express your sexual energies with your legs. Powerful, powerful people, powerful women, powerful men. Let your sex talk. Let those energies channel down through your legs. Let yourself stand powerfully in your sexuality. Let yourself be true to your sexual energies and feelings and sheer power, force, life force. That true, strong, potent energy opening naturally through your legs, through your arms, through your spine, through your head. And breathe. Let all of those energies mingle. Let your pelvis melt. Let all of the bones in the pelvis melt. Let the organs melt. Let the energies flow back and forth. Express them through your legs. Really give yourself that power to stand in your sexuality, to stand in your truth, to allow that potency, that God within your pelvis, that power within your pelvis, that life force within your pelvis. Allow allow. Allow that energy. Let the groin relax. Let the legs be open. Let that energy flow down through your legs. And breathe. Let it pulse through your brain, through your head. Connect to the higher self. So there is the legs downwards and the arms downwards, and now we're also getting this quite strong white light traveling through the spine and up into the higher self. Allow it. Allow your potency to reach up into the divine realms. Give them something to talk about. Let them have your true potency, your real vitality, the God of your pelvis. Let that release down through your legs, up through your cranium, and breathe. Whatever you're feeling, allow those feelings. Keep letting that express through your legs. You may feel different muscles more tight. Just letting it travel through those areas. Letting that all slow down. Sending a thank you to the earth. Sending a thank you to the higher self, beneficial energies. And thanking yourself. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the earth, for love and healing to the higher self, for love and healing to the beneficial energies, and allowing yourself to be loved and healed. Letting the energies go out to all sentient beings for love and healing, and you are a sentient being allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. All right, so we will be going into that in more depth in the advanced webinars, and when we take it, just work with one organ, we're just working with the legs and all of the energies in the legs, all the different energy points, and to the higher self and to the brain, cerebellum, arms and legs. Very, very potent webinar. So that is there on Sunday. You can get to that on the I think it's the second page on my website. It just says webinars. So if you wish, you can come along to that.